Hello everybody, welcome back to the Maverick channel. And if you're new to this channel, we talk about cryptocurrencies, we talk about digital currencies, digital assets, whatever you want to call them. We talk about trends in the cryptocurrency space, and we like to look at what's happening with cryptocurrencies, what is going on. We look at news, we look at the latest technologies, we look at some of the technologies that we think are really going to be around when you're looking at a long-term perspective of what is happening with the cryptocurrency space. Now, yesterday, I had talked about that I wanted to cover a list of technologies talked about on the Forbes list. But unfortunately, I was cashed out of Forbes. But I want to point out one thing that I wanted to focus on the articles. So this was a 2021 article by Forbes, so Forbes Blockchain 50 2021. So there's a lot of companies and individuals they talk about here. And down here, they list blockchain platforms they interact with, they've partnered with, and all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of platforms like Ethereum, some projects you see they have Algorand, Solana, and so on. But the project that appears the most, especially with companies that are dealing with supply chain and all that kind of things, unfortunately, this project has no token, but it's one of the biggest projects that has existed since then. Like it's really adopted by a lot of institutions that are in the industrial standard. They're really deep into the supply chain. And that blockchain is called Hyperledger Fabric. Hyperledger Fabric is built on the Cosmos ecosystem, just like the likes of Binance Smart Chain, Terra Luna, and so on. So you see a lot of Hyperledger. Actually, you can see here Unchained using Hyperledger as well. So there's so many companies that use this ecosystem. So this list of 2022, guess what? Hyperledger was one of the ecosystems that was popping up a lot. So all I'm saying, it's very good to follow these ecosystems and try to find out where they get their superior technology. Why are they superior? And when you dig deeper under Hyperledger, you find out that they're leveraging the Cosmos consensus algorithms, which leads me to Cosmos being one of the biggest blockchains that I think is going to have extreme longevity and is going to have a huge influence in the development of Web3. Of course, there's other projects like the Ethereum network, and of course, Bitcoin itself, Big Daddy Bitcoin, of course, has to always exist. It controls the market for now. But in terms of blockchains that are creating use cases that I think are really, really significant and they're going to have a massive effect as we move forward in Web3, then definitely Cosmos is one of them. Okay, so this is what Cosmos website looks like in case you're not sure of it. But the article that I want to cover today, and I'm going to summarize this article, all right? It's called Blockchain Forecast: From Public Chain to Cross-Chain, Everything You Need to Know in 2022. This was a very good summary, and this article, as I was reading it, really tied into a lot of my own philosophy, and which means what we're seeing with the evolution of crypto, especially if you have perspective from the past. So in this article, they cover public chain, cross-chain, everything else you need to know. And I'm going to summarize this. So of course, the first part, they summarize 2021 proved to be another big year for blockchain technology. Not only did we see the introduction of a variety of new cryptocurrencies, but we also officially hit 70 million registered blockchain wallets. And while there was quite a bit of ebb and flow in terms of coin value, the explosion of NFTs proved blockchain is anything but predictable. But what about 2022? Well, that's what we're going to discuss in this report. So below, you'll find a comprehensive list highlighting everything investors, developers, and blockchain curious individuals need to know. So I'm going to link this article in the description if you want to get a more detailed view of what they were talking about, because here I'm going to summarize. The first thing they talk about is Ethereum and Layer 2 and how they're poised for major expansion. So they talk about the comparison of 2021, the evolution of blockchain, and they talk about some of the issues that Ethereum has had with transaction fees and all that. Of course, that's the result of the reason for having layer 2 technologies to scale the use case of Ethereum. So of course, they talk about the most popular layer 2 scaling technologies such as optimistic rollups and zero knowledge rollups or ZK rollups. Layer 1. So in this article, they go ahead to talk about layer 1 technologies. So of course, those that know, layer 1 technologies, things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, these are technologies on top of which other technologies are built. So you have smart contracts, then you have other tokens like the ERC20 tokens built on top of the Ethereum network, for example. So under layer 1, they go ahead to summarize some of the chains that have really taken over in the layer 1 aspect. Of course, when you look, they also talk about Ethereum and having the Ethereum virtual machine. So this is in context of some of the blockchains that are compatible with the Ethereum virtual machines and those that are not compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. And now they could be serious competitors to the Ethereum network because they're forming their own sort of ecosystem, their sort of community. Though I think it's good. For example, if you see Solana with the Phantom wallet, that's in its own league and you're interacting with it in its own way. So under layer 1 technologies, they gave examples such as, of course, Solana, Avalanche, the Terra blockchain, Binance Smart Chain, Heco, OKEX, AVAX, Neo Protocol, and Phantom. At least those are the ones that were listed in this particular article, and how these ecosystems have grown to over $10 billion. Of course, you can see the whole crypto market is currently at about $2 trillion, which is pretty impressive. And then they go ahead to slide into what we refer to as sidechains. Of course, those that are familiar with layer 2 scaling solutions such as the Polygon network, when you look at their scaling landscape, they employ a lot of technologies such as the ZK rollups, optimistic rollups that we've looked at. Sidechains is one of them. So basically what a sidechain is, if you have Ethereum, then you have the Polygon network, which is a layer 2 scaling solution. So in the middle, they can deploy something they call a sidechain. So whatever transactions are happening on Ethereum network, they're aggregated, so put together. They're carried out or transacted on the sidechain, and the Polygon network is essentially the other layer of the burger of the sandwich that helps to enable all of that. So after everything has happened within the sidechain, it's then put back into the main chain of the Ethereum network. If you're the kind of person that after transacting, you want to have your assets back on the Ethereum network. So Ethereum maintains that finality. But of course, just like the NFTs, this space is unpredictable. Polygon is the project mentioned in this article as the leader in the layer 2 scaling solutions. As of course, it's pretty obvious. We can see some of the biggest platforms such as OpenSea, Unstoppable Domains, Decentraland, all these integrate Polygon in some way, shape or form. So Polygon has invested in different companies. They've also individuals, companies, whatever, have also deployed over 100 DeFi applications on the Polygon network, and it has built massive network effect. We also see Polygon has partnered with strategic partnerships, has had strategic partnerships in the past. So we can also read a little bit here. Around August of last year, Polygon announced an investment of $1 billion, okay, for work related to ZK rollups. So since then, 2 acquisitions totaling $650 million have since been announced. So Polygon partnered in the past with Hermes, hence being called Polygon Hermes, and MIR or MAR. So even more recently, the group behind Polygon announced Polygon Maiden, a stock-based Ethereum-compatible rollup, and Polygon Nightfall, a privacy-focused rollup built in partnership with Ernst & Young. Of course, we looked at this partnership in the past. We looked at all these strategic partnerships. Ernst & Young, of course, is an auditing company, so of course, it makes sense that it's partnering with these blockchain companies. So they talk about these layer 2 scaling solutions, and they make a comparison here. So unlike the Binance Smart Chain and Avalanche, which simply copy the Ethereum ecology. So we look at the Binance Smart Chain, it's Ethereum virtual machine compatible, and they essentially do things the way Ethereum does things, but they've been able to provide a scalable environment with not dealing with all the Ethereum, all the gas fees like on the Ethereum network and even Polygon as well. So they make this comparison. Polygon's imitation of Ethereum is far more exact. Actually, this is interesting and more complete. So in fact, at the time of writing this, the gas fee for Polygon is less than 0.01% that of Ethereum, and the speed is comparable to that of Binance Smart Chain, which also has low fees. So this means that if ZK snarks can be realized, then it will be the most prominent Ethereum virtual machine compatible option in the public chain. Of course, because the Ethereum ecosystem, they favor the Polygon network a lot. So that could play out to its advantage a lot. And then the other thing they talk about is cross-chains are poised to become a game changer. And under cross-chain, okay, despite what some of the experts say, cross-chain is something we can't avoid discussing. And here they mainly talk about 2 contenders. Those are the Polkadot ecosystem and the Cosmos ecosystem. So Polkadot and Cosmos, okay, they say something here, are 2 cross-chain architectures. Those that do not know the Cosmos ecosystem, the Polkadot ecosystem, they deploy a shared security model with these things they call parachains. And with the Cosmos ecosystem, the main difference is that they focus more on decentralization, where the main leader, should I say, is the Cosmos Hub. So the Cosmos network is looking into developing things like shared security in the network, such that anyone else that can form or wants to form their own hub to have other chains connect to this hub. Remember, these hubs can communicate with themselves. So these hubs can create something called security, which other blockchains that connect to them can have something we call shared security. So that's one of the main differences with Polkadot and Cosmos. That centralization aspect on Polkadot, where one chain or one ecosystem is sort of controlling other ecosystem, and other ecosystems have to depend on this ecosystem. In Cosmos, you kind of can do whatever you want. So Polkadot and Cosmos are two cross-chain architecture projects that have garnered attention in recent months. The vision behind their development is to provide a strong underlying security system to connect various public chains. The difference they give here is that with Polkadot, the main focus is transfer of data between chains. And with Cosmos, we can see what's happening with Cosmos right now. Indeed, the main focus is transferring tokens across in a real way, not just bridges, but across chains. So actual cross-chain interaction between these chains. So in today's video, there's been a summary of Polkadot, Cosmos. If you want to get more details of how they explain the Cosmos and Polkadot ecosystem, and of which this is a summary as well. So they mentioned Polkadot, Cosmos, mention layer 2 technologies such as the Polygon network and how they're expanding and their various acquisitions, and how the layer 1 ecosystem has grown just beyond Ethereum. And we're looking at other things like Heco, OKEX, AVAX, Neo Protocol, Phantom, Terra Luna, the Binance Smart Chain, Solana, AVAX. All these blockchains, they've developed their own ecosystems, so which have massive network effect, and time will tell in the way they're going to evolve in the future and in the way they operate. All right, guys, that's the summary of my video of some of the blockchains that I think are going to be influential in as we move forward in this ecosystem based on their use cases and their unique value proposition, hopefully if it's unique enough. But in terms of individual projects, and not mainly attached to a layer 1 or this or that, but in their own way, they have their own effective way they do their own governance. Those that have watched my channel, Fetch.AI is one of those projects that I like a lot because they have a different approach about this. Okay, so these guys, what they do is that they're deploying a blockchain, and instead of having the usual stuff where you have to click and observe everything, how everything runs, you can actually have these things called autonomous economic agents that reside on top of this blockchain. And these agents kind of make their own, not kind of, but are meant to make their own decisions. You can give them instructions on what to do, but for the most part, they'll take those instructions and optimize using the data, optimize that with other agents out there to help you make decisions. Like, for example, what clothes do you prefer? And they help you, give you what offers are there, what plane tickets are there for the particular date that you want, or you want to use a micromobility infrastructure thing like a scooter, public scooter, or a bike, and get rewarded for doing that. So they're having these autonomous agents on top that can make these autonomous decisions on behalf of their owners. So this is another way of looking at blockchain technology and how it's evolving, and it's pretty exciting to see these different use cases emerge in these complex ecosystems, but eventually will be simple to use and exciting to use, and they'll govern the way we look at everything. All right, guys, I hope you learned something in this video. I really hope you picked up something, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.